Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning right around 4 a.m. I have it on video. We're going to go over it right now. If you like this sort of thing, hit the like button. If you'd like to see me upload these videos every day, hit subscribe. I upload all my trades every single day, whether they're win or lose. So as always, I have Webull up and top gainers, pre-market selected. Then I click on all, organized by volume. And right now, Ancn is the number one traded stock, and it was this morning when I was trading right around 4 a.m. Ancn number one, so that means it goes on the watch list. I also look at the number 2 and 3 stock, but only if they're what I define lower float, meaning the float size is around 100 million shares or less. So the 2 and 3 stock were not in that category, so they didn't go on my watch list. So Ancn, I'm looking to make sure that it meets my criteria to take an entry. So it has to be trading above the previous day's high, which is down here. And then here's the aftermarket high. It has to be trading above that as well. So this line is right now at the aftermarket high, so you can see that it broke out through that level. And this is the opening candle of the pre-market. So we can look at that as point A. And right now point B is setting up. It's going to be wherever the new high is, which I believe ends up being like 644. Yep. So there's point A, point B. Now we're waiting for point C, which is the pullback. And this one was kind of a strange pullback. It kind of wanted to go sideways more so than a direct pullback. And my criteria, so now it's obviously pulled back because we have lower highs, so that's a pullback. It just looks a little bit funny, and my criteria now to look for an entry or to take an entry is for a 1 minute candle to make a new high. So if this candle goes over the top of this one, then I enter, and actually it happened right there. I was trying to not skip over it, but it happened very fast. So let's look at where the so the high of the previous candle 610. So I'm looking for 611 or better. So let's watch this little blue bubble here. So if I see 611 or better, then I trigger my hotkeys to buy. Watch this blue bubble. There's 610, there's 611, and you can see that I triggered my hotkeys whenever you see those things flash over here. And I got filled at 610, and which didn't really matter because I actually misentered my entry. I put in 611, which is where I wanted to get in, and my stop is always 1 cent below. It's usually the previous candle. In this case, since the candle I entered on was actually lower than the previous candle, then I use that low. So again, I screwed it up here, but I fixed it in just a second. 577 is the stop, so that makes my profit target 679, and you can see the risk was right around 5%, which is pretty much ideal for me. So I'm just marking out like a rough idea where my stop loss is. That way, if this thing comes down really quickly, I can get out with my hotkeys. And it looked like it was going to shoot up pretty fast there, so I went ahead and put my 2-hour order out. But then it started to come down against me. But I'm quickly trying to throw up a line to mark out the profit target. That way, if it does stay below my position, I can close that out, get ready to get out if I need to, and I can still put that order back. I know exactly where it's supposed to be. So you can see here it's getting near my stop. So I close that order out just in case I need to exit. Otherwise, if I leave that order there and I try to get out with my hotkeys, it's going to think I'm trying to short sell a stock because it'll add both of those orders together. So chopped around quite a bit, but my plan and my strategy say that I have to stay in the stock. Once I'm in, I have to stay in, and I can only get out if it either hits my stop loss or my profit target. That's it. No in between, no scaling out, no weak handing. So CLRO popped up on the screener too. It was like number 2, but I wasn't really liking this pattern, and technically I missed the first entry, which was right here. Plus the volume was very low on this, even though it was number 2. It was like everybody was trading Ancn, and so I kind of didn't pay too much attention to that and eventually took it off the watch list altogether. You can see what's happening now. It's getting up near my target again, but still choppy. And now it comes all the way back down to my position. But again, there's nothing for me to do other than wait for it to either hit my target and let that order fill, or come down near my stop where I have to use my hotkeys to get out. So it's coming up here pretty soon now. So maybe a few months ago I would have gotten scared that it's not going to hit my target and pulled this down. And look, at this point, if I would have done that, I would have left about 30 cents on the table per share. So, and look at this. I mean, if just imagine yourself in the stock and you see it got that close to your target and now it's pulling back. How would you feel? That's the kind of stuff, you go through as a trader. But with my plan, I don't really think about that stuff anymore because it doesn't matter. Only 2 things matter: my profit target and my stop loss. Everything else is just a waiting game. And boom, there we go. So patience paid off. And this thing did continue higher. I'm not sure how much higher it went, but it doesn't matter to me. I got my 2-hour target, and that's all I care about. So let's take a look at the profit. Again, this is a small cash account, and I only trade with 10% of my account size per trade, which right now is about $61. So you can see the order right here is 9 shares. Got in at 610, got out at 679. The profit on that was 619, which is right here. So it's my second highest win this month. And so far this month, I'm already over $42 and have grown the account over 7.5%, which I think is abnormal results. It's unlikely that I'm going to have continued green streaks like this, trading this 2R strategy. But so far so good. So at least I'm building a cushion for when things get kind of back to normal. So here we are. Here's the month so far. This number's a little bit lower than what Webull shows because I had 2 free stocks right here that are adding to the P&L slightly, just 76 cents. So that's it. So far so good for this week, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions on this trade or any others that I take. And I always like to leave you with, always take your stop loss no matter what. Honor your profit targets, and you should be green in the long run. Take care.